beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Coming up, the headlines. Of the IOM and Djibouti, a workshop launch of the guide referencing migrants in Djibouti. And on the international scene, Egypt, the country produced 3.5 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. Under the auspices of the Ministry of Interior and International Organization for Migrations, our workshop was organized yesterday evening to launch a reference mechanism for migrants in the Republic of Djibouti at Sheraton Hotel. The Better Migration Management Program is a multi-partner regional program that aims to improve the management of a safe and orderly migration by providing support to the national authorities in order to combat the human trafficking and migrant smuggling in the region and the Horn of Africa. The event was presided over by the Minister of the Interior, Mr. Said Nur Hassan, in the presence of the representative of the International Organization for Migration in Djibouti and also the ambassador of the European Union and the ambassador of the Republic of Germany, but also in addition to the representative from the United Nations agencies in Djibouti and various civil and military departments concerned with the issues of migration attend to these workshops. In her speech, the representative of the International Organization for Migrations indicated that these programs aims to strengthen national and regional governance in the field of migration in accordance with global, regional, she said, the frameworks by improving national and cross-border process and the effectiveness of humanitarian aid, she concluded. For his part, the Minister of Interior, Said Nur Hassan, thanked the International Organization for Migration, which works, he said, alongside with the Djibouti government. The minister also said that Djibouti is the land of meeting and exchange, as well as a country of transit for most migrants who are looking for a better life. The Minister of Islamic Affairs and Environment, Mr. Mumin Hassan Barre, received yesterday morning in his office a high-ranking Egyptian delegation headed by Deputy Foreign Minister Mr. Sharif Issa, who was accompanied by the ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt in Djibouti, Mr. Hussein Al-Din. The minister welcomed his guests, wishing him success in his mission. At the same time, praised the excellent relation of the cooperation and continued brotherhood that exists between the two brotherly countries. For his part, the Deputy Foreign Minister expressed his thanks to the Minister for the warm receptions and hospitality extended to him and the accompanying delegation. The Secretary of State in charge of sports, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, received yesterday in his office international experts in decade to Rio game who arrived in Djibouti to present an advanced training courses, the black belt level, for example. The Secretary of State in the sport discussed with his guests several topics, especially the constructive of a whole the constructions of a hall where martial arts are practiced, especially for the K2 Rio Games, in addition to organizing a series of a competition at the regional level. The K2 Rio is a compound name with three meaning, and it is the K with symbolize the family gathering on the warm place. Means the root of origin, and Rio means a school or the source of knowledge and culture. Other news now: the ambassador for the Republic of Djibouti and the Ivory Coast, Mr. Mohammed Burhan Ali, presented this Thursday, March 3, to His Excellence the Alassane Ouattara, President of the Republic of Ivory Coast. The letter of credence accredits him in quality of Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Djibouti in the Ivory Coast during a ceremony which took place at the Palace of Republic in Abidjan. The ambassador took this opportunity to convey the fraternal greeting of the President of the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Ismail Marguerite, to his Ivorian counterpart, as well as wishes for prosperity and peace to the brotherly Ivorian people. The Djiboutian diplomat said. In his speech, Mr. Burhan Ali said he was honored to be the first ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti residing in Abidjan, and affirmed his desire to further strengthen a relation that unite these two brotherly countries and expand it in their areas of cooperation. For his part, the Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara welcomed His Excellency and assured him the support and that his government in the accomplishment of his mission. During a statement to the press, the Ambassador Mohammed Burhan Ali expressed his desire to consolidate relations between the two countries and recall the historical nature of the day which marks his entry into office and that of the Embassy of Djibouti in Ivory Coast. It was yesterday, Thursday, an event was organized for the signing of a various agreement between Air Djibouti and Ethiopian Airlines on the implementation of a fully operational sea air logistic operation following the trial operation in the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone at the PK23. This occasion reflects Djibouti's position as a trading platform and a major focus for promoting regional integration and developing the country's transportation system. The signing ceremony witnessed the participation of head of ports and free zones authorities, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi, and the officials from both sides concerned with the agreement. As for the German ambassador to Djibouti, he said, since the establishment of the Republic of Djibouti has been praised by the countries of the world for welcoming refugees from neighboring countries, he also welcomed people affected by natural disaster and conflict for nearly 15 years. He also faced massive floods of mostly Ethiopian immigration and search of a better future in the Gulf of States. In his statement, the head of a port and free zone authorities, Mr. Abubakar Marhadi, said that this agreement, which we conclude today at the site, aims primarily at linking the means of air and sea transport and between the African continent and the countries of the world. These goods that will come from the continent of Asia to the port of Djibouti, and then the port of Djibouti to the Djibouti airport. The Djibouti shipping lines will transport them to the airport of the world. This agreement, he said, will shorten the period of time it takes to transport goods in the maritime files, as they will be transmitted through Djibouti Airlines, which is an advantage that is most beneficial in the file of a trade exchange between Djibouti and other countries. It was yesterday, Tuesday morning, a consultative meeting was held with the people living in the 4th district in order to discuss how to manage the household wasted and dispose of the accumulate water in district is neighborhood at the department is headquarters. The meeting took place in the presence of deputy governor of the 4th district, the local elected official and official of all neighborhood in the district, as well as a number of women and men were gathered. During the meeting, everyone was made aware of the need to preserve the environment, manage the household waste, and work to avoid the accumulation of water, the used water, and in the streets neighborhood, and take care of the beautiful view of the capital. The prefect of Dakhel region sponsored an event dedicated to the inauguration of a second village for poor families and low-income families in Shekhati district. And it is falls within the framework of the government's effort to provide adequate housing for the vulnerable groups in society, especially in the interior region of the country. The inauguration ceremony took place in the presence of the president of the regional council, Mr. Abdurrahman Yunis Arre, the representative of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Al-Rahma International Association, in addition to the representative of the families benefiting from the project. It should be noted that this second village founded by CAF Humanitarian Association in Djibouti, it was implemented by the International Mercy Association, represented by the office in Djibouti. The executive director of CAF Humanitarian Society in the Kingdom of Bahrain talks about the effort of his association in the file of charitable work, especially in Djibouti, the project which has founded by Bahrain and organized to implement the International Mercy Society, which include 60 houses, a mosque, and this will contribute to improving their living condition. And now moving on to the international scenes. In Egypt, 3.5 thousand doses of Chinese vaccine Sinovac against COVID-19 were produced in Egypt on June 29, 2021. Egyptian Minister of Health announced the next day the serum was packaged by a local company, the Egyptian Holding Company for Biological Products and Vaccines, thanks to a partnership with the Chinese firm, the first of its kind with an African country. According to the Egyptian media, the online Egypt received last May a first delivery of 1,400 1.4 thousands liters of raw materials for Chinese serum. Egypt thus became the first country on the continent to achieve an objective that has become a major concern for African states, which are unable to obtain the necessary doses to protect their citizens from the pandemic. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.